Hello, good morning everyone. So, tomorrow is the science paper for you, and this schedule is for the biology important question discussion, as you can see, because I think from past 2 to 3 years, sorry, not 2 to 3 years, 2 to 3 days, we are doing certain important question discussions for you, so that these questions can immediately help you in your tomorrow's paper. Okay, so काफ़ी ज़्यादा स्ट्रेस लेने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. तो जो भी हम इम्पॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन यहाँ पर डिस्कस करेंगे, डेफिनेटली उनका बहुत ज़्यादा प्रोबेबिलिटी होता है कि वो आपको वहाँ पर मतलब क्वेश्चंस आपके पेपर में आ जाएंगे. ठीक है, सो लेट्स स्टार्ट. मैंने यहाँ पर बायोलॉजी के लिए एक्चुअली यू नो दैट देयर आर 6 चैप्टर्स ऑफ बायोलॉजी, और मैंने सारे चैप्टर्स में से कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस लिए हैं उस कॉन्सेप्ट पे जिसमें से पास्ट 10 ईयर में सबसे ज़्यादा क्वेश्चंस आए हैं. ओके, सो स्टार्टिंग में मैं कुछ MCQs डिस्कस करूँगी. सो लेट डिस्कस, 1 सेकेंड. Okay, so this is the first question which is of MCQ type, and the question is that the vein which brings clean blood from the lungs into the heart known as, just you need to tick on the type of vein, or just you need to write the name of the vein which is bringing actually the clean blood from the lungs into the heart after oxygenation. So let's see the options. So one is pulmonary vein, second is hepatic vein, थर्ड इज सुपीरियर वेना केवा, एंड फोर्थ इज पल्मोनरी आर्टरी. अब देखो, हिपैटिक वेन और सुपीरियर वेना केवा, अगर इफ़ यू आर क्लियर विद द कॉन्सेप्ट तो डेफिनेटली यू विल कैंसल आउट दीज ऑप्शंस, बिकॉज ये जो वेन्स है एक्चुअली इनका कोई रिलेशन नहीं है हार्ट और लंग से. सो यहाँ पर जो आपको कन्फ्यूजन होगा वो इन दो ऑप्शंस में होता है. The first is pulmonary vein and second is pulmonary artery. Generally most of students टिक करके आते हैं artery पे because they thought that arteries carry pure blood. But बच्चों यहाँ पर एक बहुत important suggestion है कि this is the only exceptional vein which is pulmonary vein. So this is the answer for this question, which carries the clean blood from the lungs to heart. So let's see the answer. So answer is pulmonary vein. This is the only exceptional vein which carries oxygenated blood. Remaining all the veins of your body will carry the oxygenated one. Okay, now explanation भी मैंने यहाँ पर दिया हुआ है that pulmonary vein is responsible for bringing oxygenated and pure blood into the हार्ट. ओके, ये जो ब्लड है डायरेक्टली आपका राइट एट्रियम में जाएगा. ठीक है, तो ये थोड़ा सा ट्रिकी MCQ था. जनरली बच्चों को थोड़ा सा कंफ्यूजन हो जाता है, उस चक्कर में आपका गलत अटैम्प्ट हो जाएगा. तो आई थिंक दिस क्वेश्चन इज नाउ क्लियर टू यू. फटाफट से इसको नोट डाउन कर लो, और बेटर है कि टाइम सेव करने के लिए एक स्क्रीनशॉट ले लो, सो दैट आप इमीडिएटली उसको रिवाइज कर पाओगे. ओके, सो इस क्वेश्चन को अच्छे से देख लेना. ठीक है, नाउ नेक्स्ट MCQ इज द एंजाइम्स कंटेन्ड इन पैनक्रियाटिक जूस help in digestion of. So whatever the enzymes which are found in your pancreatic juice help in digestion of what, means of what substances. So let's have a look on options. So the first is fats and carbohydrate, second is proteins and fat, third is proteins and carbohydrate, and fourth is proteins, fat and carbohydrate. So initial 3 options are in combination of the 3 major nutrients, and last one is for all. Now here the trick is कि first of all you have to be clear with what are the enzymes which are generally secreted from the pancreas in the form of pancreatic juice. Okay, so there are 3 major enzymes. One is trypsin, second is pancreatic amylase. So I am writing the enzymes here, 1 second. So in pancreatic juice the enzymes, one is trypsin which is a proteolytic enzyme, second is amylase, this is also known as pancreatic amylase, and third is lipase. So as you can see that a proteolytic, कार्बोहाइड्रेट के लिए और फैट के लिए all 3 enzymes are generally produced in pancreatic juice. So definitely it will carry out the digestion of all these 3 nutrients. So now you are clear with the options that protein, fats and carbohydrate सबका digestion आपका उस जूस से होगा. ठीक है, नाउ नेक्स्ट, सो द ऑप्शन इज डी, प्रोटीन्स, फैट्स एंड कार्बोहाइड्रेट. एक्सप्लेनेशन मैंने दिया है दैट पैंक्रियास कंटेन ऑल काइंड्स ऑफ एंजाइम्स दैट कैन डाइजेस्ट प्रोटीन, फैट्स एंड कार्बोहाइड्रेट। ओके, तो फटाफट से इसका स्क्रीनशॉट ले लो। यहाँ से एक और क्वेश्चन जो बनता है वही है एंजाइम्स प्रेजेंट इन द पैंक्रियाटिक जूस। ओके, तो यहाँ से 2 क्वेश्चन आपके क्लियर हो गए। फैट्स एंड कार्बोहाइड्रेट। ओके, तो okay, so the next question of MCQ is which of the following help in protecting the inner lining of the stomach from the harmful effects of hydrochloric acid? Very important and बहुत ज़्यादा repetition इस question का हुआ है in every board exams. So let's have a look on option. So the first is mucus, second is pepsin, third is trypsin, and fourth is bile. If anyone knows the answer, please immediately answer in the comment section and then I will explain you. So let me check the answer if anyone has replied. Okay, so the correct answer for this question is mucus. You know that our body is also made up of proteins and fat, but still if certain digestive enzymes and hydrochloric acid is present in your stomach, then why it is not digesting your own body muscles? So the only reason that the presence of mucus around your alimentary canal is actually preventing the digestion of your own body muscles. Matlab the digestive enzymes and the HCl and the other secretions cannot be in the direct contact with your body muscles. So answer is your mucus, that is the A is the correct option. Pepsin, trypsin actually the types of enzyme, and bile is a secretion from liver which actually helps in emulsification of fat. And the explanation is that mucus is a viscous secretion that protects the inner lining of the stomach from the action of HCl. Okay, so hope you are clear with this question. Important है but easy है, तो फटाफट से इसका screenshot ले लो. ओके, ले लिया स्क्रीनशॉट। चलो अब नेक्स्ट जो सब्जेक्टिव टाइप के क्वेश्चंस आपके रहेंगे वो डिस्कस करते हैं। सो दिस क्वेश्चन इज फ्रॉम कंट्रोल एंड कोऑर्डिनेशन एंड इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट that name the hormones secreted by the following endocrine glands and specify one function of each. Okay, so here you have to name the hormones which actually for the glands they are asking in the questions, like first is thyroid, pituitary and pancreas. So with hormone you have to also specify the functions of them. So functions should be very specific, don't write the general functions, otherwise you will not get the full mark. Okay, so let's see the answer. देखो मैंने यहाँ पर इस क्वेश्चन को एक टेबुलर फॉर्म में आंसर किया है, विच इज अगेन अ गुड मैथड ऑफ रिप्रेजेंटेशन फॉर योर आंसर. सो द ग्लैंड्स thyroid, the hormone is thyroxine, and this gland is actually located in front of your trachea, means in the neck region, and the actual function of thyroxine is regulates metabolism of carbohydrate, proteins and fats in the body. Okay, तो ये जो की टर्म्स है मैंने इनको यहाँ पर थोड़ा सा बोल्ड करके भी बताया है, दैट जो एक्चुअली मेटाबॉलिज्म है आपकी बॉडी का फैट, प्रोटीन एंड कार्बोहाइड्रेट का, वो आपका थायरॉक्सिन के थ्रू होता है. ओके, नेक्स्ट ग्लैंड इन्होंने दिया है पिट्यूटरी. इट इज़ ऑल्सो नोन एज मास्टर ग्लैंड, तो मैं यहाँ पर मेंशन कर देती हूँ. पिट्यूटरी इज ऑल्सो नोन एज master gland because it is actually controlling the activities of other glands also. Okay, so the major hormone from pituitary is growth hormone, and the function as indicating in the name that growth, so it's going to regulate the growth of your body, so regulates the growth and development of the bones and muscles. I have also mentioned the other hormones which are generally produced from pituitary, but ऐसा नहीं है आपको सारे लिखना है, you can just write one or two for your answer. Okay, so prolactin is other hormone. This prolactin actually regulates the functioning of mammary glands in the female and stimulate milk production. This hormone actually released after the childbirth. Okay, so prolactin next hormone जो pituitary से release होता है is vasopressin and the function is regulate osmoregulation, electrolytes and water balance in the body. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट हार्मोन, जो भी आपका वाटर इलेक्ट्रोलाइट बैलेंस है बॉडी फ्लूइड में, एक्चुअली उनका मेंटेनेंस जो है इट इज एक्चुअली मेंटेन्ड बाय दिस वेसोप्रेसिन हार्मोन. इफ दिस बैलेंस इज गोइंग टू डिस्टर्ब देन डेफिनेटली देयर विल बी सीवियर consequences. Now the next hormone from pituitary is oxytocin. Oxytocin also stimulates milk production in lactating female, and second function that it stimulates contraction of uterine muscles during childbirth. So now यहाँ पर confuse नहीं होना है, that oxytocin जो है somehow it will also regulate the production of milk, but the correct or जो more correct answer is prolactin if you are getting the question like this. And oxytocin का जो main function है is contraction of uterine मसल्स. तो आप दोनों हार्मोन्स के साथ क्लियर हो सकते हो इफ यू वांट टू राइट अ स्पेसिफिक फंक्शन. नाउ नेक्स्ट ग्लैंड जो आपको क्वेश्चन में दिया है इज पैनक्रियास. पैनक्रियास से दो इंपॉर्टेंट हार्मोन रिलीज होते हैं जो ओवरऑल आपका ब्लड ग्लूकोज लेवल को फिक्स करते हैं, मेंटेन रखते हैं. सो फर्स्ट इज ग्लूकागॉन. ग्लूकागॉन इंक्रीज ब्लड शुगर लेवल इन द बॉडी इफ देयर इज अ ड्रॉप इन द शुगर लेवल, और इंसुलिन जनरली डिक्रीज ब्लड शुगर लेवल when there is a rise, and rise generally happen after having a meal or in a diabetic patient. Okay, so this hormone is actually deficient in the diabetic patient. Okay, so clear है ये आंसर, मतलब इस क्वेश्चन अब द पॉइंट कि इस क्वेश्चन से किसी भी तरह का क्वेश्चन आ सकता है. मे बी MCQ, दे कैन क्लियरली आस्क द हार्मोन फ्रॉम द ग्लैंड, क्लियरली आस्क द फंक्शन ऑफ द ग्लैंड. देन अगर पूछ सकते हैं फंक्शन दिया है व्हाट इज द ग्लैंड रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर दैट, तो रिवर्स ऑर्डर में एज इट इज किसी भी फॉर्म में इस क्वेश्चन से MCQ भी बन सकता है, 2 मार्कर भी आ सकता है, 3 मार्कर एज इट इज यू कैन सी वो भी आ सकता है. फाइन, तो टेक अ स्क्रीनशॉट ऑफ दिस क्वेश्चन. Okay, so next question from the is again it's a question of reproduction as you can see. So name the human so this question is divided into 2 parts actually. So you can see name the human male reproductive organ that produces sperms and also secretes a hormone. Write the functions of the secreted hormone. This is the part A. And second is name the parts of human female reproductive system. तो यहाँ पर एक generalized statement है and you have to name जो यहाँ पर इन्होंने पूछा है. So the first part is where fertilization takes place. This is the question जहाँ पर 80% of बच्चे गलत करके आते हैं. Implantation of the fertilized egg occurs and explain how the embryo get nourished inside the mother's body. तो actually second part में आपके 2 question है. Okay, so the first question जिसमें आपको ऑर्गन का नाम बताना है, फंक्शंस वहाँ पर दिए हैं. सो द आंसर इज टेस्टिस. टेस्टिस इज एक्चुअली द ऑर्गन विच प्रोड्यूसेस स्पर्म्स एंड दे ऑल्सो सीक्रेट ए हार्मोन विच इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ सेकेंडरी सेक्शुअल कैरेक्टरिस्टिक इन अ मेल, that testosterone. Both the functions are actually performed by the testis organ, and the function of testosterone is to control the development of male sex organ and male features such as dipper, voice, mosaic. Again this is an important question. यहाँ से बन सकता है that what are the secondary sexual characteristic in men and which hormone is responsible for that actually. One second, let me check why. Not okay, fine, leave it. Okay, so I just want to highlight but I don't know why it is not working. Okay, so these are the secondary sexual characteristic in a man. तो यहाँ से एक क्वेश्चन बनेगा. अब इस क्वेश्चन से फंक्शन हार्मोन दे दिया एंड ऑर्गन पूछा है अभी आपको. मे बी ऑर्गन दे के हार्मोन पूछ सकते हैं. डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन यहाँ से ये भी बनता है व्हाट आर द फंक्शंस ऑफ टेस्टिस. जनरली लिख कर आते हो दैट प्रोडक्शन ऑफ स्पर्म. नो, यू हैव टू राइट द 2 प्रोडक्शन ऑफ स्पर्म्स एज वेल एज प्रोडक्शन ऑफ टेस्टोस्टेरोन हार्मोन. सो दिस इज द पार्ट ए. सो फटाफट से इसका स्क्रीनशॉट ले लो, देन आई विल डिस्कस द पार्ट बी. Okay, so part B of this question is name the parts of the human female reproductive system. First fertilization takes place and second implantation of the fertilized egg. ये दो parts बताने हैं and then again you have to explain the nourishment of the embryo inside the mother's body. So let's discuss. So the first is fertilization takes place in the oviduct. Very important. बच्चे लिख कर आते हैं यूटरस. नो, द करेक्ट साइट ऑफ फर्टिलाइजेशन इज द फैलोपियन ट्यूब और कॉमन नेम ओविडक्ट ऑफ द फीमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन जो था, इम्प्लांटेशन जनरली अकर्स इन द यूटरस. ओके, uterus commonly also known as the womb. It is the actual organ responsible for the further fetus development throughout the gestation period and after implantation. अब देखो ये जो क्वेश्चन है ना, ये बता रहा है न्यूट्रिशन के बारे में. सो वंस इम्प्लांटेशन इज डन, यहाँ से एक और एक इम्पॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन बनता है, व्हाट इज इम्प्लांटेशन. सो जस्ट आई एम टेलिंग यू सर्टेन की वर्ड्स दैट फिक्सिंग ऑफ embryo in the uterine wall is known as implantation. There can be a questions like difference between fertilization and implantation, so you have to write fertilization is the fusion and implantation is the fixing of embryo. Okay, so implantation, a disc like spatial tissue named placenta. Very important. Just after implantation, a temporary tissue which is like a disc is formed in the mother's womb, develops between the uterus wall and the embryo. Okay, so एक साइड आपका यूटरस का वॉल है और दूसरी तरफ आपका एम्ब्रियो का ब्लड कैपिलरीज है. The placenta helps in the exchange of nutrients, okay, nutrients like oxygen and also of waste products. So whatever nutrients required by the fetus, they are provided by the mother blood circulation which is present in placenta, that is towards the uterus wall, and whatever waste are produced by the fetus, they are generally diffused into the mother's blood circulation which is on site to the embryo one. Okay, so exchange of nutrient and waste both generally happens through the placenta. Okay, so this is how the baby is getting nourishment during its development between the embryo and the mother, thus provide nourishment of the growing embryo. तो key terms क्या था, यहाँ पर क्या था, you have to use the term placenta and then ट्रांसफ़र ऑफ न्यूट्रिएंट्स एंड द वेस्ट मटेरियल. ओके, इसको और एलैबोरेट करने के लिए अगर क्वेश्चन बड़ा है तो यू कैन राइट टाइप्स ऑफ न्यूट्रिएंट, टाइप ऑफ वेस्ट एक्चुअली विच आर diffusing through the stomata. Okay, so this is the answer of second question. Take a screenshot of this. Okay, so this is a question from reproduction chapter. Now the next question is from, I think it's again from the reproduction. Fine. Okay, so the first question, so this is the actual question, you can see. So the first question, list two reasons for the appearance of variations among the progeny formed by sexual reproduction. The first question is actually asking what are the reasons in a sexually reproducing organism which is going to give variation in the offspring. Okay, second question, name the part marked A in the diagram. So this is the diagram given. First of all you have to understand the diagram, what is it. So label करना है part A, B, C जो आपका यहाँ पर दिया है, D also. So name the part marked A in the diagram. How does A reach part B? Okay, सबको label नहीं करना है, just you have to tell that how A is reaching to B. State the importance of part C and what happens to the part marked D after fertilization is over. Okay, so let me discuss the first question, that the two reasons responsible for the variation in sexually reproducing organism. So the answer is that two reasons for the appearance of variation among the progeny formed by sexual reproduction. First is new combination of genes. Sexual reproduction results in new combination of genes which are brought together during the formation of gametes. Actually they are talking about meiosis. During meiosis there is a process called recombination and crossing over. Moreover, you will discuss or you will read these concept in your 11th and 12th class, but here I am just telling that during meiosis there is a crossing over and recombination. Due to this process there is formation of new combinations of gene. That's how we all, or the progenies of sexually reproducing organisms are all different from their parents, okay, so which are brought together during the formation of gametes, okay. So this is the first reason that why variation is there. And second, that the progeny formed due to sexual reproduction has characteristics from mother as well as father. So you know that this point is actually talking about the fertilization process, that half of the characteristic are coming from the mother and half from the father. So again there is fusion of the characteristics, so this will result into a variation, new combinations, okay. So the first is during gamete formation and second is during fusion, okay. So these are actually the two reasons by which a progeny is getting variation into it during sexual reproduction. Fine. So take a screenshot of this question, then I'll discuss the second one. Okay, now the second part of this question is actually related to this diagram. So the first question, as you have to label the part A. So A is pollen grain. So let me tell you, this diagram is actually of pollen germination. Once the pollen is landed over the stigma, then what will happen? That is pollen germination. So this diagram is pollen germination, and a very important question can come from here, that process of pollen germination. It can be also come in the form of question, or you have to draw the diagram and all the you have to label the parts which are in that diagram and then explain the process. It can come in the 5-mark question as well. Fine. So part A is pollen grain. These are the two one actually landed over the stigma of this flower. The second is how this A is reaching to B. So part B is stigma. So this is the flat broad structure you can see. The pollen grain reaches the stigma during pollination. So this transferring of anther to stigma of the pollen grain is pollination, okay. Again pollination से related types, इसमें मैं बता देती हूँ pollination को define, types, agents, and again characteristic of the flower, that insects pollinated and wind pollinated. Question यहाँ से बन सकता है. Now third is कि part C is pollen tube. As you can see that here, once pollen is landed, it will start to form a tube like structure, and that tube is known as pollen tube, and this pollen tube carries the gametes to the embryo sac for the fertilization. So this is how. So the gamete inside the pollen is actually transferred through this pollen tube up to the ovary, okay. Now the last question, what will happen to the part D? So actually part D is an egg cell will form the zygote. So actually this is the product of fertilization. So these are all the answers. That first may you need to label only the A part, B may you have to explain the process and just define, C may you have to tell about the pollen tube, and D may you have to tell the fate of the part D, okay. So you are clear with this diagram. फटाफट से इसका screenshot ले लो, then I'll discuss the next question. Okay, so the next question from your biology is of control and coordination. Again important question है. This question is actually about reflex action. बहुत ज़्यादा probability है कि question आ सकता है आपके exam में, option की form में भी आ सकता है. Now depends of you कि आप इस question को attempt करते हो या फिर नहीं. So first is, what is reflex action? Give its two example. Illustrate the pathway followed by a message from the receptor in a reflex arc. Okay. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल डिफाइन करना है रिफ्लेक्स एक्शन को, सेकेंड उसके दो एग्जाम्पल देने हैं, थर्ड आपको पाथवे बनाना है रिसेप्टर से इफेक्टर तक रिफ्लेक्स आर्क में. तो वन बाय वन डिस्कस करते हैं. रिफ्लेक्स एक्शन देखो, यहाँ पर जो की टर्म्स आपको डेफिनेशन में यूज़ करनी है वो मैंने सारी यहाँ पर मेंशन करी है. तो जो की टर्म्स हैं वो है सडन, ऑटोमेटिक एंड इनवॉलंटरी एक्शन. फाइन. सो रिफ्लेक्स एक्शन इज अ सडन, इमीडिएट होता है, ऑटोमेटिक होता है एंड इनवॉलेंट्री होता है इन रिस्पॉन्स टू चेंज इन योर सराउंडिंग. ओके, तो suppose if you are touching any hot object, if some pointy objects will actually prick you, then at that time you immediately remove your limbs, maybe forelimb or hind limb. So this kind of actions are generally reflex action. Okay, so this can be the example that, okay, now the next explanation, that most of reflex action which are below neck doesn't require brain. They can be easily regulated by the spinal cord, and above neck reflexes generally need brain. But whenever the question in your examination, you just need to write the spinal cord, because this brain one reflex actions jitne bhi hain, they are not in your syllabus right now, to respond and does it itself by the help of spinal cord. So this is the next point about the reflex action. Now example मैंने दिया है यहाँ पर, जो मैंने अभी बताया था, that lifting of hand when touches by hot object, closing of eyelid when an insect come in front of your eye. So these are the two immediate, sudden, automatic and involuntary action which comes under reflex action category. Fine. Now the next is आपको pathway बताना है of the message. So this is actually the reflex arc, and why this is arc, because ये जो पूरा प्रोसेस होता है ये आर्क फॉर्म में ही रहेगा. सपोज इफ समवन प्रिक्ड इन माय हैंड, तो यहाँ से ही स्टार्ट होगा, वापस यहाँ पर आ जाएगा थ्रू स्पाइनल कॉर्ड. सो दैट्स व्हाई it is always going to make a arc, but it starts from receptor. Now receptor, you know there are 5 receptors in your body, so any receptor, then the receptors transfer the impulse to the sensory neuron. These are the neurons which carry the information from receptor to spinal cord. तो यहाँ से आपका definition भी clear हो रहा है. Now spinal cord immediately interpret that what is actually the change in your surrounding, then it will send its decision to the motor neuron. These are the neuron actually carrying the decision from spinal cord to effector, and effector can be your muscle or gland which are going to show the final action. Muscle and gland. Okay, so I'll tell you the other questions which can be asked from this question. So the first is difference between sensory and motor, definition, ठीक है, functions of spinal cord. They can ask what are receptors, type of receptors. Okay, so these are the questions can be asked in your board papers on this concept basically. And reflex action का definition will be constant, there will be no different question. Fine, so immediately take the screenshot of this question, then I'll discuss the next one. So the next question is again from control and coordination ही है, but this actually related to the plant coordination because it is again important for you. So पहले मैंने discuss किया था in animals, and now this question is on plant coordination. So question is what is phototropism and geotropism. Okay, you know that these are the two type of tropic movements and you have to explain them with label diagrams. Describe an activity to show that light and gravity change the direction that plant parts grow in. You have to explain the phototropism as well as the geotropism. ठीक है, and you have to draw the diagram as well. So कैसे move करेंगे, one on one करते हैं. Firstly I'll explain the phototropism and then geotropism. So phototropism is actually the tropic movement of plant or its part to light. So it's both the things. The entire plant can also show phototropism or a particular part can also show phototropism. ठीक है, next is यहाँ पर मैंने experiment बताया है. You can see this is the diagram. Actually you have to draw in your answer sheet. So keep a healthy potted plant in a dark side of room. मतलब ऐसी जगह रखना है, सपोज यहाँ पर विंडो है तो आप इधर की तरफ रखो. सो योर प्लांट इज इन शेड बट सनलाइट इज कमिंग फ्रॉम योर विंडो. सो कीप अ हेल्दी पोटेड प्लांट इनटू अ डार्क साइड ऑफ योर रूम फेसिंग द ओपन साइड फ्रॉम विच लाइट इज कमिंग. क्लियर. सो सपोज यहाँ से तो मैंने सनलाइट ऊपर बताया. सो दिस इज द एक्चुअल एक्सपेरिमेंटल कंडीशन दैट दिस इज द विंडो, लाइट इज कमिंग फ्रॉम हियर एंड दिस इज माई प्लांट. After some time, plant will bend towards the light coming side and plant is showing सो मतलब आपने अभी प्लांट रख दिया, बट आफ्टर सम आवर्स और मतलब मे बी आफ्टर वन डे यू कैन सी दैट प्लांट इज शोइंग बेंडिंग टूवर्ड्स द साइड फ्रॉम वेयर लाइट इज कमिंग. दिस इज एक्चुअली ड्यू टू द मूवमेंट ऑफ प्लांट by matlab in response to light. So this type of movement when plant is showing in response to light are known as phototropism. So मैंने दो डायग्राम आपको इसलिए बताया so that you can compare दैट यहाँ पर जो प्लांट है उसको सनलाइट डायरेक्टली ऊपर से आ रहा है. सो देर इज इवन डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ सनलाइट टू ऑल पार्ट्स ऑफ द प्लांट. सो इट विल नॉट शो एनी काइंड ऑफ बेंडिंग बिकॉज इट इज रिसीविंग द इक्वल स्टिमुलाई फ्रॉम एवरीवेयर. बट हियर इट इज रिसीविंग द स्टिमुलाई और द लाइट ओनली फ्रॉम वन साइड. सो this will show the bending toward the stimulus. Okay, now the next question which can be asked from this experiment, that which hormone is responsible for this bending. So यहाँ पर मैं I am just writing the name of hormone for this bending, very important, that is auxin. You know that plants don't have nervous system, so whatever coordination they are showing, it is due to the plant hormone also known as phytohormone, and for this coordination auxin is responsible. Okay, so take a screenshot of this, then I'll discuss the geotropism part. फाइन. नाउ द नेक्स्ट पार्ट ऑफ दिस क्वेश्चन, दैट जैसे आपने यहाँ पर फोटोट्रॉपिज्म डिस्कस किया है वैसे ही आपको जियोट्रॉपिज्म डिस्कस करना है. ठीक है, सो जियोट्रॉपिज्म सेम है. इट इज अगेन अ ट्रॉपिक मूवमेंट ऑफ प्लांट और इट्स पार्ट, बट हियर इज द चेंज ऑफ स्टिमुलाई दैट इज इन रिस्पॉन्स टू ग्रेविटी. फोटोट्रॉपिज्म में स्टिमुलाई इज लाइट एंड जियोट्रॉपिज्म में स्टिमुलाई इज ग्रेविटी. क्लियर. नाउ अब इसको कैसे एक्सपेरिमेंटल, ये दिस इज द जस्ट डायग्राम, ये ड्रॉ नहीं करना है, मैंने इसलिए लिया है सो दैट यू कैन सी द एक्चुअल एक्सपेरिमेंट ऑफ जियोट्रॉपिज्म. डायग्राम आपको ये वाला ड्रॉ करके आना है बिकॉज इट इज ईजी टू ड्रॉ फॉर यू. सो एक्सपेरिमेंट क्या है, दैट टेक सम सीडलिंग्स. ओके, आई एम टेकिंग सम सीडलिंग्स, मे बी ड्यूरिंग जर्मिनेशन you can also see the geotropism and allow them to grow under optimum conditions of water temperature and pH. Why? Because water temperature and pH are the mandatory condition for the seeds to germinate. Okay, so I am just making the sprouts here. Notice, you can also perform this experiment at your home. Notice the increase in length of stem growing upward and roots going downward towards the gravity. So once you are going to germinate, because these are the germinating seeds, you can see that stem automatically is growing upward and roots are, this is the negative geotropism. Fine. And negative geotropism कौन शो करता है, stem, and this is your positive geotropism. ठीक है, और ये कौन शो करता है, root. As all of you know that gravity का जो actual pull है, it is from the downward side, and as roots are going to show the positive geotropism, so they will grow towards the gravity and stem will grow against the gravity. Okay, so this is the diagram. यहाँ पर मैंने एक potted plant के साथ बताया है. So roots को आपको gravity के downward side में bend करना है and take the screenshot of this question. So ये actually दोनों का था, तो इंडिविजुअल क्वेश्चन भी इसमें से बन सकता है और कॉम्बिनेशन में भी बन सकता है. फाइन, सो टेक अ स्क्रीनशॉट. Okay, now the next question is from heredity, and the question is that explain with an example that how homologous organs provide evidences in favor of evolution in organism. Very important. यहाँ पर मैंने सिर्फ homologous organ का लिया है, but the question can be of any of the possible reason for evolution. Maybe fossil हो गया, या फिर एनालॉगस ऑर्गन्स हो गए, क्लासिफिकेशन हो गया, किसी भी पॉइंट को जो एक्चुअली इवैल्यूएशन को रिफ्लेक्ट करते हैं, दे कैन आस्क दिस क्वेश्चन. सो आई जस्ट एक्सप्लेन ऑफ होमोलोगस वन. You just need to give certain proofs that homologous organs are actually showing you that organisms are evolving. For that, first of all, you have to be clear with homologous organ. As you can see, that organs which have same basic structure or same origin, very important. Doesn't matter what function they are performing, but their internal anatomy, their internal structure and their origin, their ancestor should be same. And but different in function. Maybe they are migrating to different places, so definitely they will adopt according to those places, but their structure and origin will be same. So all the organs which are showing these characteristics belongs to homologous organ category. In the example you can see that here are certain forelimbs of different animals. So this is the forelimb of frog, lizard, human and bird. Fine. Can someone tell me the functions of all the forelimbs so that I can explain that why these structures are homologous in their nature? Immediately answer karo fatafat. Okay, so let me clear to you that why these structures actually of homologous category. You can see that यहाँ पर this is humerus, this is radius ulna, ये the bone type, the structure is actually same, fine. But frog में this forelimb is used to lift their body for jumping purpose. Lizard में they are just using to crawl, to hold their body to the object. Human में we are using to hold some object, to pick some object. Bird में they are using their forelimb for the flying purpose. You can see that all the functions are different, but structure or anatomy is same. That's why these organs actually belong to homologous category. Fine. So first thing which is common in them, that they have common ancestors. Divergent evolution may be like that ये सारों का ancestor जो है वो same है, but sorry, frog अलग हो गया, function अलग हो गया, lizard अलग हो गया, human अलग हो गया और bird. So actually they are diverging from a common ancestor. That's why they are showing the divergent evolution. Now the next is example मैंने यहाँ पर दिया है, the forelimbs of male, lizard, frog, bird and bat. Men used for grasping, lizard for running, frog to prop up the front end of the body, and birds and bat are modified for flying. Clear? So these are the example of homologous structure. Take a screenshot of this question. Any doubt you can ask me in the comment section. Going to have a science paper. Again this question is from heredity, and this question is about Mendel's experiment, who was actually known as father of genetics. So question is, how do Mendel's experiments show that traits are inherited independently? Now most of you from this question getting confused that what you exactly, what actually you have to answer in this question. So read the question properly. So first आपको Mendel experiment बताना है, but not sure which one, which shows that traits are inherited independently. So before starting this question, I'll revise some things that Mendel के 3 law जो है वो बहुत common है, मतलब they are known as law of genetics. So the first is law of dominance, law of independent assortment and law of segregation. So the second law, which is of independent assortment, this question is actually based on that principle. And to prove that, you have to do dihybrid cross, because in monohybrid cross you cannot say, because there is only one character, and for one character the gene will be also one. But here we have to prove that whatever characteristic a particular organism have, the genes or chromosomes or the chromosomes containing their genes are actually separating individually, independently. Suppose it's like that, the separation of the gene expressing for my eye color, will not depend on the segregation of the gene expressing my skin color. Okay, so each and every gene will separate independently, and this is the actual reason that why new combinations, why variations are actually expressed in sexually reproducing animals. So here you have to show the dihybrid cross, because that was the cross which was based on two characteristics. Okay, so Mendel carried out dihybrid cross by crossing two pea plants different in contrasting trait of two characteristic. For example, उसने जो characteristic लिया था first in terms of color, so the color of seed is yellow and green. Yellow color, sorry, actually दो seeds लिए थे. So one seed is showing yellow color and round seed. तो यहाँ पर दो characteristic है, one in terms of color and second in shape. Characteristic with another pea plant bearing green color and wrinkled seed. Okay, so दो seeds है, एक yellow और round है, दूसरा wrinkled और green है. Now as you know, ये आपने already पढ़ चुका है कि that yellow and round is actually the dominant character जो pea plant express करता है, and green and wrinkled are actually recessive one. Okay, so dominant के लिए definitely you will use the capital letters and recessive के लिए you will use the small one. So have a look on this. So I am actually trying to cross this. So this is round and yellow and round. So for round I have mentioned here RR, and for yellow it's YY. Fine. For wrinkled or green के लिए RR, small r is for wrinkled and small y is for green. Okay, so this is actually the F1 cross. So you have to form the gametes. So all the gametes are having the capital R and capital Y, here small r and small y, and when you are going to fertilize or fuse them, so all the offsprings of F1 generations are heterozygous in nature, means all will be yellow and round. Sorry, I just want to, it's 1 second. So this is actually F1 and this is F2. Now this Punnett square is actually of F2 cross when we are taking the parent from F1 generation who all are 100% heterozygous, and we are crossing between those two parents. So you will get these results. So these are the possible the probability or possible probability of the genotype of the gamete. So यहाँ पर मैंने एक parent का लिखा है, यहाँ पर मैंने दूसरे parent का लिखा है. You know that how to make the Punnett square. Fine. Now you have to make all the possible combinations which can be possible in the future generation, which is of F2. You can see that here 9 of the seeds, you can see here is a triangle. These all seeds are yellow and round. These 3 are yellow and wrinkled. These 3 are green and round, and only this one, only single seed, or you can say very less probability of the seed having wrinkled and green color. Okay, so यहाँ पर देखो इन genotype को अगर, let me erase this. You can see the genotypes that जहाँ पर भी एक dominant character है in terms of color or in terms of shape, then the seed will express the dominant character that is round and yellow. Okay, so जब आप इसका phenotype लिखोगे, so the phenotype of this generation will be, the phenotype will be 9s2, 3s2, 3s2, 1. Okay, 9 for round and yellow, 3 for round and wrinkled, for green and round, and then wrinkled and green. So this is the phenotype of F2 cross. Hope this question, because अब यहाँ से आपको question कैसे explain कर पा रहे हो, because ये जो नए characters हैं, जैसे ये वाला है wrinkled and yellow, राउंड एंड ग्रीन, ये तभी पॉसिबल होगा जब शेप का और कलर का जीन का सेग्रीगेशन एक दूसरे पे डिपेंड नहीं करता हो. देन देयर इज ओनली द पॉसिबिलिटी दैट न्यू कॉम्बिनेशंस लाइक दैट कैन अकर इन योर प्रोजेनी. ओके, सो दिस क्वेश्चन इज क्लियर टू यू. थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट था बट वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. इस टाइप के क्वेश्चंस डेफिनेटली आते हैं बोर्ड एग्जाम्स में. सो टेक अ स्क्रीनशॉट एंड यू कैन ऑल्सो रिवाइज दिस क्वेश्चन एट अ होम आफ्टर दिस क्लास. Okay, now the next question. Sorry, I think one thing missed in this question. I will explain you what is that. That in F2 generation he obtained pea plants with two parental and two recombinant phenotypes as yellow round and green. अच्छा, जो मैंने आपको एक्सप्लेन किया था वही मैंने यहाँ पर लिखा है, तो ठीक है, ये वाला एक्चुअली इम्पॉर्टेंट है टू जस्टिफाई योर क्वेश्चन. सो टेक स्क्रीनशॉट ऑफ दिस एज वेल बिकॉज दिस इज इम्पॉर्टेंट फॉर यू. देन आई विल डिस्कस द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. So the next question is, it's from your this our environment chapter. 1 second. So the question is, differentiate between biodegradable and non-biodegradable substances with the help of one example of each. List two changes in habit that people must adopt to dispose non-biodegradable waste for saving the environment. Okay, so this is the question, very easy hai. You have to just segregate between the biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste and certain suggestions from your side. Okay, so answer again difference wala question hai, to table you can use. And you know, because it's a very common problem, I think everyone knows the difference between biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste. So substances which are easily decomposed by microorganisms into harmless compounds are called biodegradable waste. मतलब जो एक्चुअली माइक्रोऑर्गेनिजम्स की वजह से फ्रॉम टॉक्सिक टू हार्मलेस सब्सटेंस में चेंज हो जाते हैं, डिकम्पोज हो जाते हैं. एग्जाम्पल आपका पेपर, फ्रूट, वेजिटेबल पील, वुल, वॉट एवर ऑफ नेचुरल ओरिजिन, दोज टाइप ऑफ वेस्ट कैन ईजिली बी कन्वर्टेड इनटू देयर नॉन टॉक्सिक फॉर्म with the help of microorganisms present in the atmosphere, but non-biodegradable waste cannot be decomposed by microorganism. मैंने underline किया है यहाँ पर actually जो key terms है, into harmless compounds. Okay, they are known as non-biodegradable waste. Example जो बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है प्लास्टिक, एंड सेकेंड बड़ी प्रॉब्लम इलेक्ट्रॉनिक डिवाइस. ओके, मेटल्स ऑल्सो कम्स अंडर द कैटेगरी ऑफ नॉन बायोडिग्रेडेबल वेस्ट, बट द अच्छी बात मेटल्स के साथ ये है कि metals can be recycled without losing their quality. Okay, so recycling of metal is actually reducing their waste management wala part, but we don't know how to manage the plastic and electronic or e-waste of the nature. So these are the two types of waste. Now next question जो था आपका, that the habit which we must adopt to maintain or just to reduce the or to dispose the non-biodegradable waste just for your environment. So first is household waste, chemical waste and hospital waste should be disposed of by dumping them into low-lying area of the ground called landfill. Means जो आपका basically ये biodegradable type का waste है, that you have to dump in your landfill areas, वहाँ पर वो decompose होकर non-toxic substance में convert हो जाएगा. And next, like broken plastic articles such as bucket bowl, cups, plates should be sent to plastic processing factory. Okay, so that they can be recycled in those factories. So first, और इसमें एक और point जो आप add कर सकते हो, it's segregation of waste like dry waste, wet waste, biodegradable waste, non-biodegradable waste at their origin place, so that अगर segregation है तो now we only have to work on their processing and their decomposition. Okay, so these are the two measures by which we can save our environment. Okay, और ये चैप्टर छोटा सा है, फटाफट से रिवाइज हो जाएगा, 3 मार्क का इसका वेटेज होता है. एंड जनरली यहाँ से मैं आपको इंपॉर्टेंट टिप्स दे देती हूँ. टाइप्स ऑफ वेस्ट, देन आपका फूड चेन, फूड वेब, एनर्जी फ्लो एंड ओजोन के बेसिस पे जो क्वेश्चन है वो जनरली इस चैप्टर में बोर्ड से आता है. ओके, सो टेक द स्क्रीनशॉट, देन आई विल डिस्कस द नेक्स्ट वन. Okay, the next question, ओके अभी जो मैंने बताया था दैट फूड चेन एनर्जी फ्लो, उसी पे बेस्ड एक क्वेश्चन है, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, बहुत ज़्यादा क्वेश्चन आते हैं यहाँ से. इन द फॉलोइंग फूड चेन 20,000 जूल ऑफ एनर्जी वॉज अवेलेबल टू द प्लांट्स, हाउ मच एनर्जी वुड बी अवेलेबल टू मैन इन दिस chain. Okay, so this question is about energy flow within the food chain. So as you know, मैं आपका इसका universal rule है. So let me see the answer, then I'll explain you. Okay, so from sun जो जितना भी एनर्जी आता है only 1% of that energy is available to the plants. Okay, so and then प्लांट से नेक्स्ट ट्रॉपिक लेवल पे %10. अब ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ प्लांट से नेक्स्ट टू नेक्स्ट भी रहेगा तो 10. सो आफ्टर प्रोड्यूसर जो ट्रॉपिक लेवल पे एनर्जी ट्रांसफर हो रहा है इट इज ऑफ 10%, बट फ्रॉम सन टू प्लांट इज 1%. सो अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट द आंसर इज 2 joule, because here they have calculate the 1% of it. So इसका 1% आपका कितना हो जाएगा 200 joule. As I told you, from sun to plant that energy is given available to the plants, and then plant to ship में कितना गया 20 joule because it is the 10%, and again यहाँ पर 10% calculate करोगे तो you will get the 2 joule. ओके, इस बेसिस पे आपको कैलकुलेशन करना है. रिवर्स ऑर्डर में भी पूछ सकते हैं. मे बी इन क्वेश्चन यू आर प्रोवाइडेड विद दिस मच एनर्जी इज अवेलेबल एट दिस ट्रॉपिक लेवल. what is the energy to the plant and what is the energy plants are getting from the sun. So in any order they can ask this question. So answer is 2 joule, and I have explained that how it is happening. So you have to calculate 1% of the energy and then 10% and then 10%. Clear? So take the screenshot of this question. और इससे रिलेटेड कोई भी डाउट है तो मुझसे पूछ लो, बिकॉज अगेन एंड अगेन आई एम टेलिंग दैट दिस कॉन्सेप्ट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फ्रॉम दिस चैप्टर. ओके, okay, now the next question, this question is about ozone layer regarding pollution, which is again is a question from our environment chapter. Important है that how is ozone formed in the upper atmosphere. First, second, why is damage to ozone layer is a cause of concern to us. Damaging of ozone, why it is a question for मतलब concern or for thinking to us. What caused this damage? 3 क्वेश्चन है. ओजोन क्या है, डिप्लीशन से क्या होगा, एंड किसकी वजह से डैमेज हो रहा है. ठीक है, सो 1-on-1 डिस्कस करते हैं. एज यू नो दैट एक क्वेश्चन इज डायरेक्ट थ्योरेटिकल है तो इट्स ईजी फॉर यू. सो फर्स्ट, यूवी रेज इन द एटमॉस्फेयर स्प्लिट सम मॉलिक्यूलर ऑक्सीजन इनटू फ्री ऑक्सीजन, एंड व्हेन दिस फ्री ऑक्सीजन combined with molecular oxygen, okay, combined with molecular oxygen, this will form the ozone. And ozone is actually the toxic gas, but it is present in the stratosphere of atmosphere. So this gas is not coming in the contact of the living object of this planet Earth. That's why this is not harming us. But what is the importance of ozone? Basically, ozone is preventing us from UV rays और अदर हार्मफुल रेज. ओके, सो ओजोन का क्या प्रॉपर्टी होता है, वॉट एवर द हार्मफुल रेज लाइक यूवी कमिंग फ्रॉम द सन, इट विल एब्जॉर्ब इन द स्ट्रेटोस्फेयर लेयर ऑफ द एटमॉस्फेयर, सो दैट ओनली हार्मलेस और रिक्वायर्ड रेडिएशंस आर रीचिंग अप टू द प्लैनेट अर्थ. ओके, मतलब बिलो द एटमॉस्फेरिक एरिया जितना भी है वहाँ तक हार्मफुल रेडिएशंस नहीं आती है. तो दैट इज एक्चुअली द पर्पज ऑफ ओजोन विच इज प्रेजेंट इन दिस लेयर. एंड नाउ द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, यहाँ पर मैंने इक्वेशन भी बताया है. यू कैन सी that this is the splitting of the oxygen into 2 nascent oxygen by UV rays, and then when molecular oxygen combines with the nascent oxygen it will form the ozone molecule. Now damage to ozone layer will allow UV rays to reach on the surface, and actually UV rays जो है they are energized radiation, इनका energy बहुत ज़्यादा होता है. So these radiations are coming to on the surface of earth causing skin cancer, cataract and damage to crop. Because high energy radiation होने की वजह से they can easily break the bonds of your biomolecules and new random bonds can form which can lead to these harmful conditions like skin cancer, cataract and crop also, because it is dangerous for plant as well. Fine. So this is actually the मतलब जो second question था that damage to ozone layer a cause of concern because of this. Now third, actually what causes this damage. So इसके लिए एक ही कीवर्ड आपको लिखना है, that is chlorofluorocarbon. This is the only answer for this question, that the chlorofluorocarbons in the atmosphere कहाँ से प्रोड्यूस होते हैं, which are used in refrigerator or in fire extinguishers or in air condition or in aerosol also. They actually split the ozone molecule into the oxygen one and the nascent one. तो वहाँ पर जो thickness जो है ozone layer का, it is actually depleting. Okay, and hence वो thinning होने की वजह से the harmful radiations are coming to the earth. So this chlorofluorocarbon you have to write for the last question. Concern and this formation. Easy question है, not tough. Immediately take the screenshot of this question, okay, and revise it at your home. ओके, तो होप आपको कोई डाउट नहीं होगा आज के सेशन में. और कल एग्ज़ाम है, जितना इम्पॉर्टेंट हो सकता था हम लोगों ने अपनी तरफ से डिस्कस किया. और भी कोई डाउट रहता है आपको तो एज यू नो दैट वी ऑल्सो हैव आवर डाउट ऐप एंड प्रैक्टिस प्लेटफॉर्म, तो दिस कैन हेल्प यू इन योर प्रिपरेशन ऑफ टुमारोज एग्जाम. ऑल द बेस्ट गाइज. अगर आपको आज का सेशन अच्छा लगा हो तो प्लीज़ लाइक द सेशन, प्लीज़ सब्सक्राइब इट सो दैट वी विल नोटिफाई यू वेन एवर देर इज़ अ न्यू लाइव क्लास फॉर यू. And share it with your friends so that you can help your friend at the peak time of your examinations. All the very best from Speedlabs team.